live on a Saturday night here at Channel 20. Here for the audience one time. Great audience, come on! What an audience. As I said at the beginning of the show, we have a comedian down here in Marty's Corner. He'll be making his debut here on the show. Again, he's played all over Los Angeles, Orange County. A very funny man. Can you please give a warm welcome to Mr. Dean Gaynor? Dean, come on out, Dean!
Thank you. It's good to be here tonight. I know what you guys are thinking. A comedian on St. Patrick's Day, he's going to go right into the Irish stereotypes about how they drink, all of them drink. I'm not going to do that because I know a couple Irish people really well, and they don't drink anything. Those guys do so much drugs, they don't need to drink alcohol. Excited to be here tonight. I put a tie on for this. Thank you. You ever wonder who came up with the idea for men's ties? I mean, if you look at him, I think you can tell it was a guy. You know, especially if you just look at where they point. It says rather proud guy. And you know, I got something to be proud of. So I've come up with my own modification to the tie. A little more to the point, you know? Should tell you a little bit about myself. I'm married. Do you have other married people here tonight? Married people by applause? Woo, quite a few. I know, Marty, you're married. I love being married, so don't get me wrong, but I've been married now for almost 10 years. Married an amazing woman, love her to death, but after that amount of time, even she's starting to kind of nag me a little bit. You know, I mean, to be fair, it's not really nagging. She's just on me with those, what I like to call common RSQs, repetitive spousal questions. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, common things that I'm sure all married people hear. Things like, why do I always have to do the cooking? Right? When are you going to mow the lawn? Why do I always have to wear the handcuffs? Actually, the marriage is going great. My wife and I have 2 beautiful children, both boys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've got a 4.5-year-old and an 8-month-old. So much fun. And we're so proud of both of them. I mean, the baby's learning new things every single day. And the 4.5-year-old never ceases to amaze us. I mean, he's only 4.5. Already he's been named Employee of the Month by Kathy Lee Gifford. And I love being a dad. I mean, I love it. But I got to admit, I had some doubts going into it. Thinking about all the trouble involved. I mean, all the crying and screaming, the diaper wearing, deciding when and if to spank. And for me, that was just during the conception. And it's tough these days to know how to best raise your kids because there's so many different ideas out there. Like this one friend of ours. His wife's raising their son according to that Christian-based program. Maybe you've heard it, Growing Kids God's Way. At least that's how she explained how she got pregnant before they slept together. And, you know, being a parent does make you think back to your own childhood. I had a great childhood, although like most of us, it wasn't without its occasional rough spot. Like I went to kind of a strange dentist. I went to the 1 out of 5 dentist who did not recommend chewing sugarless gum for his patients who chewed gum. Yeah, I recommended chewing asbestos fibers. They say asbestos is bad for brain development, affects your short-term memory. Oh, and I went to kind of a strange dentist as a kid, too. What else? I ended up being a pretty good student, actually, but I started off kind of rough because I had some learning disadvantages to overcome. You see, I suffered from dyslexia, which is when you transpose letters, but I also had ADD, attention deficit disorder. So I showed up to my first day of kindergarten, and everybody's sitting down, and I'm bouncing off the walls, and the teacher's like, Dean, what's wrong with you? And I'm up there going, I've got DDA, DDA. Get that kid out of here. Give him a test or something. Well, I was looking so forward to this on a Saturday night. We got a great crowd tonight. Yeah. But my time's just about up. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel. But, you know, it's like my dear old granddad used to say, easy come? Hell, ask her out for another date.
You know, Tony, have a seat right there. God, Dean Gaynor on a Saturday night. How you doing, Dean?
Doing awesome.
Are
Thanks
you
a lot,
Irish,
Marty.
Dean?
I am not Irish.
Oh.
No. Are you?
Actually, quarter Irish.
Okay, there we
Didn't
go.
you see the monologue?
I did.
Okay, well, thought maybe
Ford Focus.
Now you just recently performed like the Laugh Factory Comedy Store. What was that like?
It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You know, it gets a little more stressful at places like that. But people, you know, are in the mood to laugh there. They pay to get in.
Have you always been a stand-up?
No, you know, I've had a lot of, you know, as you know, it's tough to make a living in this business for
Yeah.
sure. So I've always had day jobs, other jobs, done some kind of strange things. Probably the toughest thing I ever did, I was one of those guys in the mall who tries to sell organs. You know the guys I'm talking about?
Like the Happy Organ kind of thing?
Well, I was actually pretty good. The first day on the job, I sold 3 hearts and a kidney.
Rim shot. We've got a new president. Are you glad to see Clinton go?
You know, as a comedian, obviously I'm not, because he was so much material.
Sure.
You know, I've seen your monologues.
Thank you.
But I've got to admit, politically, I wasn't a real big Clinton fan. But I do have to admit, he was right about one thing, NAFTA,
Yeah.
North American Free Trade Agreement. Because he kept saying that if NAFTA passed, one of the biggest advantages is prices would go down on those goods and services that Mexico does a superior job of making. And Marty, you know, Tony, I don't know if you followed the market, but prices have never been lower on piñatas and Velvet Elvis paintings.
God. Now, looking at your bio you gave me, it looks like you've been getting a lot of work. I know you performed, like I said, Laugh Factory Comedy Store. It says here that you've written for The Late Show, David Letterman, Tonight Show, Jay Leno. Is that right?
You know, I hate to brag, but actually, I think I left something off. Can I see that bio I wrote for you?
Yeah.
I did. I left out a word. It should say he's written for tickets for The Late Show.
Oh, for tickets. Dean, do you do any kind of synchronized dancing in your routine at all? I mean,
No,
performance artist, nothing at all?
No,
Well, again, we have a group here to Marty's